vow to worship Lord Shiva are so foolish that they imitate him by keeping long hair on their heads. When initiated into worship of Lord Shiva, they prefer to live on wine, flesh, and other such things. Purport. Indulging in wine and meat, keeping long hair on one's head, not bathing daily, and smoking ganja or marijuana are some of the habits which are accepted by foolish creatures who do not have regulated lives. By such behavior, one becomes devoid of transcendental knowledge. In the initiation into the Shiva mantra, there are mudrikashtak, in which it is sometimes recommended that one makes his sitting place on the vagina and thus desire nirvana or dissolution of existence. In that process of worship, wine is needed, or sometimes in place of wine, palm tree juice, which is converted into an intoxicant. This is also offered according to Shiva Agam, a scripture on the methods of worshipping Lord Shiva. We'll do the Mangalacharan. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुवश्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. First of all, my humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. I seek your blessing. So, grateful and seek blessing of His Grace Madhupati Prabhu for engaging me in this seva so that I can do some Shastra study. We are reading this wonderful pastime um, where Lord Shiva is being glorified, even though Daksha is trying to say bad things about him, but he is actually being glorified. So far, what we have studied is that Daksha is a Prajapati who is the father of Mata Sati and father-in-law of Lord Shiva. He becomes angry because uh, Lord Shiva is in his meditation and doesn't stand up uh, to show his to show his respect towards his father-in-law Daksha. And then Daksha is cursing. Daksha starts this process of cursing, where he tells that Lord Shiva, he tells all the bad things like Lord Shiva doesn't know how to dress. Lord Shiva is, not clean. He lives in, these dirty places and all sorts of things. And then that actually makes Nandi angry, and then Nandi curses Daksha and is cursing and then curses all the present Brahmanas because they don't take offense of the uh, bad words said by uttered by Daksha. And then this actually uh, makes Bhrigu Muni, who was one of the Brahmanas and present in the assembly, angry that why these Brahmanas are being, they are not here at mistake. They are just attending the assembly and then yajna, and then they are being cursed by Nandi. And then in that process, Bhrigu Muni is cursing the all the followers of Lord Shiva. And in this particular verse, he's saying that those who vow to worship Lord Shiva are so foolish that they imitate him by keeping long hair on their heads. Who initiated into the worship of Lord Shiva, they prefer to live on wine, flesh, and such other things. And then he also in the next verse he says that Bhrigu Muni continued, since you blaspheme the Vedas and the Brahmanas, who are followers of Vedic principles, it is understood that you have already taken shelter of the doctrine of atheism. So we see that how these, first of all, how a simple incident can, have kind of a domino effect that one after the another. Uh, Bad things happening, and it is spiraling into bigger and bigger thing. We see that, if at all, one has to learn from this. See, Lord Shiva, who was at the receiving end of this curses and then bad words by Daksha, he is actually sitting calm, and he's not actually impacted by those words because he is steadfast in his position. Okay, uh, that's why he's, called Bholenath and Bhutanath. And he has such an exalted position. He's called Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu. How a Vaishnava should be. We see that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Shaishnam. He is here. Lord Shiva is showing his Sahishna, his ability to bear even these strong words spoken by Daksha. Um, on the other hand, so that's a learning which we can take. Um, and Srila Prabhupada is rightly pointing out that uh, those who are worshipping Lord Shiva, uh, they try to imitate him, but it should be we should never try to imitate. We should follow on the path shown by these devotees and personalities, and not by imitation. Um, for example, we cannot imitate Lord Krishna. It's just humanly not possible. We cannot imitate Lord Shiva. It's just not possible. Who in the world can drink the halal and then hold it in the uh, neck? Who in the world can actually sit in the secluded places of Himalayas and then focus on uh, meditating on Krishna? We cannot. It's just the watered down version of these imitations, and then it's nothing but cheating. That oh, you are just very conveniently choosing the things which Lord Shiva uh, is doing, and then the things which are not convenient to you, um, you're not selecting. No? Uh, so that's very important point to understand. If at all, we should. Um, what is Lord Shiva actually instructing? He's always singing the glories of Lord Ramchandra. He's always singing the glories of Krishna. So much so that in the last class on Mahashivratri day, I mentioned that uh, Lord Shiva is so much devoted to Krishna and Bhagwan that when Mata Sati, to test the potency of Lord Ramchandraji, she takes the form of Mata Sita. When Lord Ram and Lakshman were searching for Mata Sita after Ravan had kidnapped her, uh, Mata Sati comes in front of Lord Ramchandraji and Mata Sita, Lord Ramchandraji and Lakshman, in the form of Mata Sita. Then Ramchandraji immediately recognizes her, asks her that, "What are you doing, mother, in this jungle alone? Where is Brishaketu?" Uh, so after hearing this, after learning about this, Lord Shiva says to Mata Sati that I cannot associate with you in this body of yours because the you have transformed this body in Mata Sita's body. So that is the position of Lord Shiva. He is so much devoted uh, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, um, if we see that people falsely try to imitate Krishna, but you cannot, if at all, try to lift Govardhan on your pinky, on your small finger. Um, try to kill so many demons without even lifting a weapon. So, so it's very important thing to understand that this imitation is not the right way to follow somebody. If you want to follow somebody, follow the instructions. Now comes the point of the forms of Krishna. So forms of and the position of Lord Shambhu or Shiva. I wanted to touch that point, and then this is something which is very nicely mentioned in Brahma Samhita. Chiram yatha dade vikar vishesha yoga sanjayate nahi tatha tata prathaga asti hetu yatha shambhutam api tatha samupeti karya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Just as milk is transformed into curd by the action of acids, but yet the effect curd, but yet the effect curd is neither same as nor different from its cause with milk. So I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whom the state of Shambhu is a transformation for the performance of the work of destruction. So here, Lord Brahma is glorifying Lord Shiva and saying that actually uh, Govinda and Shiva are not actually different. It's just that for performing a specific task, Govinda has transformed into the Shambhu. Um, Actually, it's a very wonderful point um, which was actually mentioned by um, I heard it first time in Hari Parshad Prabhu's class that and then that really struck me. If you understand, there are three things. First is Krishna, who is the source of all the energies, and then there is second is energies of Krishna. So two things. First is Krishna, and then Krishna's energy. Then Krishna, and then Krishna's energies are of two types. One is marginal, and the other one is separated. Marginal energies are the energies which are jivas, all of us. And then the separated energies are the prakriti energy, and this material world. Now, we understand that Krishna has, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead has, 64 qualities in full. And then Jivas have 50 qualities. But in between Jiva and Krishna's 64, there are 55 qualities, or the five more qualities, which Lord Shiva has. So actually, here in this purport of the Brahma Samhita verse 45, uh, it is mentioned that um, the purport of Bhagavatam Shloka Vijay Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu is that Shambhu, in pursuance of the will of Govinda, works in union with his consort Durga Devi by his own time energy. He teaches pious duties, dharma, as stepping stone to the atonement of spiritual service in various tantra shastra, etc., suitable for jivas in different grades of conditional existence. In obedience to the will of the Govinda, Shambhu maintains and fosters the religion of pure devotion by preaching the cult of illusionism, Mayavad, and speculative Agama Shastra. The 50 attributes of individual souls are manifested in a far vaster measure in Shambhu, and five additional attributes not attainable by jivas are also partly found in him. So Shambhu cannot be called a jiva. He is the lord of the jiva, but yet partakes of the nature of a separated portion of Govinda. So Lord Shiva is cannot be categorized into the energy of Krishna, because energy of Krishna have these 50 qualities. Okay? So he is actually in his own category, and then is actually non-different from Krishna. It just like it's another way to understand this position of Lord Shiva is that you know um, a person is actually in one specific form at home, and then when he goes to office he takes up a different form. When he is doing some other work, there are always some changes in the behavior, some changes in the dress, and then some changes in what you do. For example, the things which I can do at home and the kind of clothes I um, wear at home, I cannot do that in my office. I have to talk in a certain specific way. I have to pick up certain specific language, a demeanor, and then a certain type of clothes. Same me when I come home and then I need to fix something. I cannot do that in my office clothes. Okay. So Lord Shiva is also like that. This dealing is very important to understand. We see this time and again, the formalization of the dealing, and then the formalization of the position. We see this also in discussion between Arjun and Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. While Krishna and Arjun were cousins, and then um, and then Arjun is talking about different things, that why he cannot partake in the battle of Kurukshetra, why he cannot kill. Um, his cousins and other relatives and gurus, and why he cannot fight, and then gives different reasons. Krishna is just in the listening mode because he is cousin of Arjun. But the moment Arjun says that Shishyaste ham shadi mam tam prapannam, I am accepting you as my guru, and then please, yashreya sha nishchitam bruhitanne. No, whatever is good for me, please tell me that. And then Krishna actually starts speaking Bhagavad Gita to him. He gives the science of the soul, science of the time, science of the karma. He tells who is Ishvara, what is Prakriti, these five subject matters. But this is only told when once the relationship has formalized between Arjun and Krishna. This form is very important. In fact, I was looking up for this this very subtle, like, okay, what's um, in Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma is saying that the difference between milk and curd, Lord Shiva and Govinda is of difference between milk and curd. That one has come in terms of touch of acid, right? So that's why there is a very specific purpose for it. Okay, that is, Lord Shiva is taking the control of mode of ignorance, and that's for destruction of the world. Okay. Um, and I was researching that in Ayurveda, even the butter, milk, and then the curd, which is curd is when you mix water into curd and you dilute it, it becomes buttermilk. Uh, but the purpose of the two becomes totally different. In fact, the nature is that curd is heavy, and then it increases kapha and pitta dosha when you consume curd. But just that same curd, when you mix water in it, and then it has become lighter, it's actually balances kapha and vata dosha. So pitta and vata are two different things, but if you see on curd is actually increasing the kapha dosha, no? But the buttermilk is actually balancing the kapha dosha. So this the point which I wanted to drive with it is that on one side, we have to understand that there is no difference between um, Lord Shiva and Krishna. But at the same time, there is a difference that Lord Krishna has taken a specific um, role by coming in, touch with, and then by becoming the master of this uh, mode of ignorance, and then to perform a specific purpose. And then we also come across this same thing that this curse being given by Bhrigu Muni is materializing uh, in Kali Yuga when Lord Shiva comes as a sannyasi, comes as Shankaracharya. Yes, that he is propagating this Mayavad philosophy. And if we see, that's also very important to understand that in Kali Yuga, the meat eating became very prevalent. In fact, Brahmanas started using shastras to um, indulge into the animal sacrifice and meat eating. And then Krishna understood that one cannot take up the devotional service. One cannot go back to Godhead if he's indulging into the animal sacrifice and meat eating. And that's why he comes as Lord Buddha and then says that you do not have to follow Shastra. The main thing to do is to achieve nirvana. And then Shankaracharya comes and says that yes, nirvana, which is being nirvana is nothing but merging into the Brahma Jyoti. But that is as per Shastra. So then Shankaracharya ji is re-establishing the Shastra, but as a Mayavad philosophy. And then comes after him Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when he says that after the Shastras are re-established, he's saying that you are actually not following the Shastras in its entirety. You're only looking at a portion of it. You know, Brahma merging into the Brahma Jyoti is just one part of the God realization. It's not the one. The ultimate one is the realization of the Bhagwan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom you can serve and associate. So with that, it's time, and that's what I wanted to, important points I wanted to, mention that um, Lord Shiva's position that he is um, non-different than Govinda, but at the same time he has taken up this position to perform a very specific activity. And then when we are following Lord Shiva, we need to follow his instructions. He is always engaged in Rama Katha. So with that, I'd like to stop here and then over to Madhupati Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Akhilesh Krishna. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead and week ahead. We'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jina Singho, Jaina Singho, Jai Jaina Singho, Praladesha, Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pingam. Ugravidam Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarotom Kam Narsingam Vishanam Badram Nityam Nityam Namyam. Narsingha Bhagwan ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu bhaya vachapatitanam pavane bhaya Vaishnave bhaya namo namaha. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि।
Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, everyone. Hari, Hari Bol.